I know it's not ideal, but the more we move out of our own space, the more we get to travel again, we're facing some of that same thing, which is how do you take your personal space with you? How do you change it? What part of your persona gets to show up with you? And how do you make all those decisions? I am so glad to see you here, my friend. It's that time again. So grab your Legend pack, crank that speaker to 11. Welcome to Legend. I have had a really amazing opportunity over the last several weeks to completely get out of my comfort zone, out of my everything that is normal, that is routine, that is habit, and try it in a completely different space, physical, emotional, like all the things. As you probably have noticed, this is not my normal space. So what do you get to do when you change yours? Do you go into it with a plan? Do you insist on bringing it all with you? I know, especially as we're working on our Zoom cubes and we're told to brand everything, and you can see, there's Quinn, he's hanging out with me. There's my legend. So there's things that I get to bring with me, right? Do you bring your whole background and set it all up, even if you're in a hotel for one night? Do you bring it all thinking if I don't have it with me, they won't know who it's me. They won't see it as me. There's a couple different things I want to share with you. One, the really cool thing about your brand and the even better thing about your persona when it shows up is that it's not just the visuals. Yes, I've got Quinn. Yes, I have my legends. Yes, I'm in purple, and yes, I have my octopus duckles. And it's still me. But I also get to talk the way I talk, and I get to engage the way I want to engage. So really, even without the camera on, your persona gets to show up. Your brand gets to come through. It is really one of the coolest realizations when you understand that your brand isn't just color logo fonts, it's everything about you. So if you suddenly turn off the video, can you still tell that it's you? It's going into something blind. It's how we still share our persona and what's important to us through written word, through an email, through a blog post, through a social post. When people don't get to see you, when people don't get to see your logo and your colors, how can they still tell it's you? And how do you create that? Or do you just kind of, well, it's okay. I'm out here walking and I don't have my logo with me. I don't have anything with me. It's okay if my brand doesn't show up. How do you decide to do that? The part of it, I think, is really cool is because we do get to create our personal space in our own way. Over the last several weeks, I have been, again, in a very different physical space. And it's one of those that I don't get to close the door and send everybody off. And I don't get to quite cocoon myself like I normally do. And it took some adjusting. I'm a three. I don't know what your number is. It's not a ranking, it's not an award. It's, I look at it, and over the last 40 plus years, I have realized that some things about being a three are true, some more than others, and some are not so true. I'm the third child. I love plans. I love lists. I love the list because I get to check off the list. But I'm flexible. I like a plan, but it's okay if you get somewhere and you think, yeah, that's not going to work. It's create your best plan possible and then just go with the flow. How quickly do you change course? How quickly do you make small adjustments so that you stay upright? How quickly can you make your new space your own? How quickly do you roll into it, or do you stand very stubborn and don't make the adjustments? It's true in life, it's true in business, that when you get to be in a new networking event, at a new stage, you work with new joint venture partners, there are things about your brand that get to be strong enough that your persona shows through no matter what. They don't get to just be absorbed by the things around you. You still get to stand out and make your space yours. You get to make it you. But how we do that, again, it's an expression of your persona. Do you insist on having 100% everything the way you always have it? Or once you get to a space and you try something, how quickly do you make things different because it's not working? Or do you just keep going, you know what, if I just plow through this, eventually it'll kick in, eventually it'll work? Maybe not. Maybe what you need is a little bit new perspective. So take a step back, in fact, take 3 steps back and take a look at what you're creating in your personal space. How much of it is yours? How much of it is just what you've always done? but how much of it really truly allows your persona to come through? Like live, bold, full color, full flavor, full flair, 100% you. What about what you are creating in your personal space, wherever that may show up? How are you letting your persona come through? Take a look at that. If you don't have the visuals with you, can I still tell that it's you? And how? How do I tell that it's you? It's really kind of remarkable. So I encourage you to try two different things this week. One, take 3 steps back and get a new perspective. If you're not sure how to get a new perspective, call me. I have ways. And the other thing I want you to try is find one small place that your persona gets to shine a little brighter, get a little louder with purpose. Until I get to see you again and give you a great big hug, stay safe and rock on.